Imagine this. You're finally kicking back after a long drive, the kind that leaves your back screaming and your mind numb from endless highway lines. You've splurged on that perfect Airbnb getaway, a swanky cabin tucked deep in the misty woods of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. King-sized bed, crackling fireplace, views that make you forget the world exists. You flop onto the mattress, exhale like you've won the lottery, and drift off to the sound of rain pattering on the roof. But when you wake up the next morning, heart pounding from some half-remembered nightmare, you decide to flip that mattress for one last check. You know, just to make sure there ain't no critters or forgotten junk from the last renters. And there, wedged right in the middle like it was waiting for you, is a Polaroid photo of you sleeping, snoring like a freight train, taken from the corner of this room. The timestamp on the bottom edge, it's dated yesterday, the night before you even pulled into the driveway. Folks, this ain't some ghost story from the 1800s. This happened in 2024, to real people. And if you're thinking, nah, that's gotta be a prank, stick around. Because what comes next, it'll make you swear off vacation rentals for life. Let me take you back to early spring 2024. Her name was Emily Hargrove, mid-30s, sharp as a tack, works as a graphic designer out of Nashville. Single, no kids, the type who scrolls Airbnb late at night dreaming of solo escapes where she can unplug, read trashy thrillers, and pretend her 9-to-5 doesn't own her soul. Gatlinburg? It was calling her name. The Smoky Mountains with their fog-shrouded peaks and that crisp air that smells like pine and secrets. She books this place on a whim. Cedar Whisper Cabin. 5 stars, 200 reviews gushing about the luxury linens, the hot tub bubbling under the stars, the host, some guy named Harlan, responding lightning fast to every query. "No cameras, ma'am," he types back when she asks about privacy. "Just good old southern hospitality and a whole lot of woods to keep things quiet." Emily packs light. Laptop for a bit of work, her favorite flannel pajamas, a bottle of cheap red wine. It's a 3-hour drive from Nashville, winding roads that hug the foothills like they're afraid to let go. By the time she arrives at dusk on March 15th, the sun's dipping behind the ridges, painting everything in bruised purples and golds. The cabin's a dream. Log walls glowing warm under string lights, a wraparound porch creaking under her boots. She unloads, fires up the gas logs in the fireplace, pours that wine. Harlan texts, "Welcome. Fresh towels in the linen closet. Enjoy the peace." Peace. Yeah, right. That word feels like a lie the second she steps inside. Emily settles in quick. First night, she's beat from the road, so she skips the hike she planned and crashes early. Around 10 p.m., lights out. The bed? Heaven. Memory foam that hugs her like an old lover, sheets crisp as new money. She sleeps like the dead, deep, dreamless, the kind of rest you chase your whole life. Morning hits with birdsong filtering through the blinds, and she's up, brewing coffee in that fancy Keurig, scrolling reviews on her phone. "Best sleep of my life," one says. "Felt like home," says another. But then mid-sip, she remembers her grandma's old habit. Always check under the bed. Bugs, mice, you name it. Southern girls learn young. Emily chuckles to herself, thinking it's silly in a place this ritzy, but hey, why not? She grabs the edge of the mattress, muscles straining a bit. It's one of those thick hybrids, heavy as sin, and hauls it up just enough to peek. That's when her coffee mug slips from her hand, shatters on the hardwood. Because staring back at her, face down in the dust bunnies, is that Polaroid. Yellowed edges like it's been handled 100 times. Her own face, slack-jawed, hair splayed wild on the pillow. The angle, dead on from the armchair in the corner, maybe 5 feet away. And that date stamp burned into the film, 3/14/24, 2:17 a.m., yesterday. Before her tires even touched Tennessee dirt. Emily's frozen there, knees locked, staring at her own sleeping self like it's a mirror from hell. Her brain screaming, Photoshop, hack, some sick joke. But she picks it up, fingers trembling, smudging the glossy side, and flips it over. Blank back. No note, no gotcha. Just her, vulnerable as a lamb, timestamp mocking her from the border. She bolts upright, scans the room like a hawk. No webcams blinking in the corners, no tiny lenses winking from the smoke detector. The host said no cameras, and damn if it don't look true, the place is analog as a flip phone, all wood and stone, no smart bulbs or Alexa spies. But that doesn't explain the how, or the why. Heart hammering like a jackrabbit, she grabs her phone, dials Harlan, voicemail. "Hey, it's Emily from Cedar Whisper. Found something weird under the bed. Call me back?" Click. Nothing. She paces, bare feet cold on the floorboards that now seem to groan a little too loud with every step. Outside, the wind picks up, rattling the windows like bony fingers tapping for entry. She tries to laugh it off. Maybe the last guest was a creep, snapped a pic through the window with a long lens. But no, the angle's wrong. Inside. From the chair. And that timestamp. 2:17 a.m. She wasn't even in the state. By afternoon, paranoia's gnawing at her edges. She combs the cabin top to bottom, peels back curtains, taps walls for hollow spots, even climbs on the kitchen counter to eyeball the rafters. Nada. Zilch. But then, under the sink, buried in a stack of old linens, she finds it. A dusty Polaroid camera. SX70, the kind your grandpa might have shot family reunions with. Film pack half empty, no flash attachment. Her stomach twists. Who leaves this here? She snaps a test shot of the fireplace, flames dancing mockingly, and it spits out perfect. 3:16:24, 1:45 p.m. Real time, working fine. But when she shakes it dry and compares to her gift, the colors match. The grain, the faded edges on hers, like it's aged overnight. Harlan finally calls back at dusk, voice thick as molasses, all, "Aw, sugar, what now?" She spills it, words tumbling fast. He chuckles, deep, rumbling, like he's in on a joke. Mattress flip? Folks do that sometimes. Probably just an old pic from my listing shoots. I swear on my mama's grave, no cameras, place is clean as a whistle. But his laugh trails off weird, like he caught himself. Emily hangs up, locks the doors, deadbolts thunking heavy, and draws the blinds tight. Night falls fast in the mountains, swallowing the cabin whole. She doesn't sleep, lies there rigid, eyes on the ceiling beams that twist like veins in the firelight. Every creak is footsteps, every gust is breath on the glass. Around 2 a.m. she swears she hears it, a soft click whir, like film advancing. From the corner, the chair, empty, but her skin prickles, every hair standing on end. She grabs the poker from the fireplace, clutches it like a lifeline, and waits for dawn. Dawn creeps in gray and reluctant, but Emily's already up, packed half her bag with shaking hands. One last look under the mattress, force of habit or maybe masochism, and bam. Another Polaroid, fresh as morning dew. Her again, this time wide-eyed and terrified, poker gripped white-knuckled, staring straight at the lens. Timestamp, 3:16:24, 2:17 a.m. Last night, from the chair, she screams, raw, guttural, the kind that rips from your guts, drops it like it's cursed, backs into the wall, sliding down till she's a puddle of sobs and sweat. It's watching. It knows. Not a who, a what. The cabin's alive, or haunted, or worse. Folding time like origami, pulling your tomorrow into its yesterday. She fumbles for her phone, dials 911, but signal's dead. Bars flickering like a bad signal from hell. Harlan's number rings once, then static, his voice crackling through. "Told you, sugar. Check under the mattress." Click. Dead air. Emily grabs her keys, bolts for the door, tires spinning gravel as she peels out, tears blurring the rear view. But in the mirror, just for a split second, she swears she sees it. A shadow in the window, waving, holding a camera. Emily made it back to Nashville in under 3 hours, driving like demons were on her tail. She reported it all. Airbnb yanked the listing that day. Harlan ghosted like smoke. Cops poked around the cabin, found nothing. No cameras, no prints but hers. That old Polaroid camera vanished like it never was. But the photos? They turned up in her mailbox a week later, 3 more, timestamps marching forward, her at the wheel, white-knuckled, her unlocking her apartment door, her asleep in her own bed, safe in the city, no return address, just a scrawled note on the back of the last one. Check under the mattress. Sweet dreams. Emily moved, cross-country, changed her name, started therapy that still don't touch the nightmares. The cabin burned down in a freak fire that summer, Harlan nowhere to be found. Folks in Gatlinburg whisper about it now, call it the Polaroid Curse. And the moral? Listen close, 'cause this one's free. In the age of hidden eyes and endless nights, privacy's the biggest lie we tell ourselves. That perfect escape, it might just be waiting to snap your picture before you even arrive. If Emily's story got your heart racing and your lights flipping on twice tonight, hit that like button. It's how we keep these true tales coming. And subscribe, folks. Ring the bell for notifications, 'cause next week we're diving into The Smiling Man of Route 77, another real nightmare from the American backroads that'll have you locking your doors at 3 a.m. Drop in the comments, ever found something creepy in a rental? Or would you still book that cabin? Stay spooky, y'all. Sweet dreams or not.